morning, everybody. How's it going on this fine, beautiful day? Monday. The older I get, the more realized I have become that I really, really freaking hate Mondays. The only thing that is better on Mondays is Question Call. Ha ha ha. You only can find Question Call on this very show, and this show's name is the Blitz Morning Show. And I am your host for the next little while. My name is Toby Brendel, and I thank you for tuning in. I'm going to be trying a little something with the show for the next couple, probably weeks. Hopefully it does come out better than what I'm kind of, expecting. But I guess we only can tell by trial and error. All right, so let's get the show started. Question Call is brought to you by QC Indie. Listen to QC Indie at qcindie.com or on the TuneIn app, found on every platform. What I mean every platform, I mean every platform, because I just found out that TuneIn Radio is on the Xbox One. That is more interesting than none. Oh, shoot. All right, where did it go? Where did it go? Aha! All right. So, every week on Question Call, people will send in questions, and I answer them right on air. Something quick and simple, right? Kim, he does it greatly every single week. He sends at least 5 questions. Of course, I answer it for him. This particular week, I couldn't get the audio cut up and done properly. I'm not really quite sure why. Something's not going right, so got to figure it out. I might edit it later and add the things in, but until then, I'm going to be reading it. Question number 1 is, I kind of had 2 ways of reading this. The first way is, he says, have you ever called out sick when you're actually not? The way I interpret it is, have you ever called in sick? And the answer is yes, I have. All right, this is quite interesting. I was over at Hoyman's house. We were drinking, and for some odd reason, I took a shot of Black Russian. Boom, instant blackout. Could not remember anything. Next day, I woke up, had to go find my clothes. Thank God I had socks and underwear on. But finally found it, went home, slept for about an hour, woke up. Massive hangover. I felt absolutely crap. Went to work. People are looking at me, asking me what's wrong. And I said, I think I got food poisoning. All right. And they said, well, work as long as you can. And if you feel sick, we'll send you home. I thought, oh, okay. Well, that's kind of a sweet little doodad. Work probably an hour, and I kept passing out. When I was younger, my very first job was working at a motel, so, of course, cleaning bathrooms and beds. Well, making beds. First time, passed out, I was on the bed, woke up, finished it. Next room, passed out, on the toilet. My coworker basically grabbed a hold of me and shook me. I woke up, and she says, you might want to go home. It's like, all right. So I started to go home, and one of my bosses, I had 3 bosses. There was John, George, and Harry. One of the 3 looked at me and says, where are you going? Shouldn't you be work? It's like, I got food poisoning. Oh, that's not good. You should go home and go rest. It's like, okay. So I left, went home, lay down, walks in. You were drunk, weren't you? Food poisoning. Yeah, right. So once I started feeling better, I gave Hoyman a call. It's like, Uncle, dude, If anybody asks, I was not drinking. I got food poisoning from your sausages last night. He goes, oh no, did he get food poisoning? It's like, no, it's an excuse so I don't get fired. So my food never gave you food poisoning. It's like, no, uncle, your food never gave me food poisoning. Oh, okay. But you're okay. You never got food poisoning. It's like, no, I never got food poisoning. I'm hungover and I feel like crap. What more do you want? He goes, okay, good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That was basically one of the only times that I actually called in sick when I wasn't. And if you want to define sick, when I define sick, I mean like cold, flu. That's sick. All right. Number 2. What did I want to be when I was growing up? Well, if you actually took a look at how I was as a kid to compare to what I wanted to be, it didn't make sense. When I was younger, like 6, 7, I wanted to be a CFL football player. But yet, back in the day, I was rail thin. Right now, as we speak, I'm 205 pounds. It's the most I've ever weighed in my life. When I graduated, I was 145. That's how rail thin I was. And the more I think about it, I would have never lasted in the CFL. It would have been fun, though. But still, I don't think I would have made it. Also, I wanted to be a fireman, but I never actually went through with it. So, it was one of those I want to be's when I grow up. Kind of left, just like the wind. All right, number 3. What was one thing that I missed about the internet from back in the day? Oh my god. Dude, you do not. Okay, what do I miss? How about what I don't miss? Because back in the day when I was younger, internet was still new. So like the generation of today, they don't understand the whole putting 1 or 2 songs on download and in queue, going to bed, waking up, seeing if that they're good to go. If not, you go to school, you come back, you wait. Me personally, I never got my own computer until 2001? 2001. So I'm kind of late to the game. And by then, high-speed internet was a little bit more affordable. Because even when I was in school, the high-speed internet was like $150. And if you had that, you were rich. You could download music like boosh, like that. Otherwise, you had dial-up, which absolutely sucked huge monkey butts. Otherwise, the only thing I really missed about back in the day about the internet is seeing stuff for the very first time. Like now, whatever, you go, yahoo.com, Google, Facebook, Twitter. It's just one of those things where the excitement, enjoyment has disappeared. Where, like, for example, you hop on, there was one chat room that I'd always go to, and it was hotel chat, where you'd sit there, you'd go chat with people from across the world. And it was fun and interesting. Now it's like, whatever, I'll Skype you. It's just, it was absolutely a totally weird feeling of the internet back in the day compared to the internet of today. All right, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but we're going to take a small little break. Then once we return, we'll continue with 2 more questions. You are listening to the Blitz Morning Show. My name is Toby Brendel, and I will talk to you right after this. right, and we are back right here on the Blitz Morning Show. My name is Toby Brendel, and let's finish up with Question Call. Dun, 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 dun. I really have to edit this show and put Kim's little 2 cents in it, but he says, what is the best feeling that lasts only a few minutes? And of course, he says, can't really say that with a straight face. And I know exactly what he's talking about, but I'm going to have to say it's not what he is expecting me to say. What is some of the best feelings that last for a few minutes? All right. So, early 2000s, Hoyman and I, we'd always go mountain biking everywhere. Trail riding, racing cars, things like that. And it got to the point where we'd push each other even harder and harder. There was a few times where we'd go as fast as we can, bump, grind, try pushing each other out of the way into trees, etc., etc. And, you know, all said and fine and dandy. It was one of those, you know, like normal little things. But some of the best feeling isn't hitting 55 kilometers an hour on a mountain bike, which I have actually did. You should have seen my legs. They were freaking huge. It was going as fast as you can, hitting a thing of gravel on the road and taking a spill. And you're thinking, how is that some of your best feeling? Well, if anybody has did things like motocross, any kind of sports, things like that, you'll get that adrenaline rush for that split second where all your pain goes away. Then all of a sudden when it disappears, like minutes later, then you realize, oh my God, do I hurt? I know the one time I kind of went off of a curb, my front tire washed out, I hit the ground, scraped up my elbow, and I slid. And I'm like laying in the parking lane with my bike in the middle of the traffic. I'm going, ow. Hoyman rolls up, goes, you okay? It's like, yeah, can you go save my bike? He goes, oh yeah. Goes, gives it a few kicks and drives off. So I get up, go get it, hop on it, take off, and it's like, I feel alive. Half a block later, it's like, oh, that hurt. So the adrenaline rush you get when you hurt yourself is got to be one of the best feelings you can ever get. Yeah, you know, it is what it is, as it is what it is. Made sense? Yeah. I really... no. Weird, I know. All right, finally. All the time that's... Oh. Kim, I really got to add you into these things. What is the one thing that I used to do when I was a kid that's obsolete of today? I have the perfect one. One of the things that I used to do when I was younger that is more obsolete today is playing video games with friends. No. Don't even think about it. What I mean is hopping on your bicycle, riding to your friend's house, and actually playing in person. That's what is more or less obsolete. You don't find that anymore. Everybody always sits on their ass at home in their mother's basement and plays video games that way over internet, Xbox Live, PlayStation, computer. You don't have the in-person feel anymore. Like, that has gone so far out the window that even if you guys are in the exact same room, it doesn't have that fun. And I'm not talking about having, like, say, 6 computers in a room and being playing in the exact same match against somebody. I mean having 4 controllers, 1 system, playing on the exact same TV. Like GoldenEye, Mario Kart, things like that. That's what's obsolete now. I know Nintendo has it where you can play upwards of like 8 players on some of the things like Smash Bros. That's fun. But when you get into games like, say, Fortnite, it's only a 1-person game, and the only way you can play multiplayer games is if you go online. And that's not what video games should be, but it's how it's going to be. It's no different than even playing video games online. It doesn't have the same feel. Alrighty, that is the end of questions. Some of the new things that are actually happening with me is we're getting a new website, a new web domain, so we will no longer be at theblitz.ca. I'm so serious about this that I have not even renewed that website. One of the reasons is I don't like how that website is that I use, just because to me it doesn't feel right. It goes into way more work than it actually should. So Radio Public is giving me a site and a web domain, and I'm going to take it. There's going to be a lot more stories. There's going to be better ways of listening to the episodes. Trust me. It's going to be well worth it, you guys. There's no doubt about it. Looks better. Easier to follow. This is what I've been looking for the last few months. I have it. I'm using it. I was hoping it was going to go live today, but I emailed the company and asked when it was going to go live. So I'm just waiting for a response back from them. I really sure hope it's going to be soon, because I want to start plugging that little B word. Alright. So that is everything for Question Call. Next week, if you want a question answered, just send your question to theblitzmorningshow@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or even Twitter at The Blitz Morning. Website, don't have one right now. But once it does go live, don't worry. You guys will know exactly what's going on and what's happening. Because I will be promoting it massively so you guys can go follow. Whew. Choking on a Tums here. Alright. So hopefully you guys like the way that the show sounds and even is organized. Then in the future we might actually have to do this a little bit more often. But until then, my name is Toby Brendel, and you are listening to the Blitz Morning Show. Come back in a few days for trivia time. Only on TBMS.